games is to boost this industry, which is very important worldwide.
Although this seems like an impossible challenge, the impossible we can do. Do not kick against the goal. Thank you for your attention. Of welcoming all of you, but also my good friend, Dr. Ian Borge.
The digital gaming industry is an industry which is continuously evolving across Europe. Given the circumstances, it gives me great pleasure to address you today during the opening conference of this EU-funded project entitled Boosting European Digital Games Industry, which is being organized today in Malta by the Maltese partner in this project, namely Fondazione Temiz Ammit, supported by Malta Enterprise. All the partners will be working to identify best practices and also develop guidelines in order to sustain the development and the strengthening of the European games industry. Following that, some of the good practices will be implemented in 2 partner countries. Once the project is completed, each region will develop an implementation plan to guarantee that the lessons learned during the project will be incorporated in the local, regional, or national policies.
Partners and people that have been helping out putting all this together. Thank you very much, Lucy. Thank you for attending this session. So just to refresh a little bit your mind, even though we've mentioned Blue Games already, Blue Games is a European project. So in the partnership, we have obviously a 3 years project.
First of all, let me say that this suggestion about using kitchen came from my friend Narcy, and I adopted it with pleasure. It's a touch of light-hearted concept in something which, as you will see, unfortunately, it's also take care of this fact. This is not a presentation about digital gaming. It is a presentation about the digital sector, which is much wider. It's at least digital media, but it is possibly even more inclusive. Of course, it is an opinion, and as you will see, it's a very opinionated opinion.
My name is Matt. I work for a company in the UK called Matchbox Mobile, and we're basically digital mercenaries. All the digital this, digital that, into that, digital to everywhere, and then we're going to be okay. So we've been in mobile for about 15 years, but that's not really important. I'm just going to tell you what we're going to talk about and why I'm here. What is different about mobile platforms? Okay, why it's not just a computer. Okay, this is a useful learning thing, not just for users, but for developers. What it means to have an app or a mobile game that needs to be a good citizen. And we'll talk quickly about what is this digital city. And then we'll talk about democracy and why it's not always a good thing in the context of being able to write games. And then we'll just exchange some tips. Right. Q&A we're not having, that will be later on today. The people who are making all the money out of phones are making stupid little plastic cases for phones, out of Taiwan and China. They're all coming there and they're making those. That's how they're making money out of mobile. The accessories that kind of help you say, this is my phone, this is me. Saying, you users, stop downloading stupid apps. Because what was happening is that Motorola were seeing lots of people returning their phones saying, battery sucks, I don't like it, it doesn't last a day. It's miserable, and so there's a real economic cost. And why is the battery so bad? Number one, Android is a joke operating system. By the way, it's useful and good. Thank you in the sense it's not well designed for long managing processing power and all the rest of it. And also we're saying if you could make Android, if you could write something which stopped these bad things happening on Android, that would be the same as me spending $4 billion on new network infrastructure.
The first question is why Malta? And I would like to add more points to Carlos' presentation. As you well know, the right elements to grow in Malta, the factors selected by many companies are because Malta has a strong ICT industry, it has a good, robust fiber optic connectivity, nationwide broadband coverage, a strong iGaming industry, film and advertising industry, highly skilled and multilingual population. We have got excellent educational facilities and also a healthy and safe environment. All these elements and factors are all considered by these foreign companies who show interest to set up in Malta. And as soon as they get in touch with us, these are the main elements they look at, because they consider them as the right elements for them to set up in Malta.
The idea is to give information today, not on film funding, but on funding for digital games. So I'm based at the Culture Directorate, Ministry for Culture, the Creative Europe Desk. This is a new name for us because possibly you were familiar around Europe with the media program and the culture program. The new program for the culture and creative industries is now Creative Europe, and mainly it merges the programs which were previously known as the media program and the culture.
My name is Steffen Pohl from Karlsruhe, Germany. I have a question to Daniela. If you get support from European funding, how does it occur on the balance of a company? Because we have in Baden-Württemberg we have a support digital content fund, and if you apply as a company, then you have it on your Passiva, and if you have to publish the balance of your company, then you see it's on the negative side of your balance. How is it with European funding?
You are asking for more than 60,000. You need to show certain operational accounting and so on. So they will check. They will check the financial situation of the company. The money you get from the Commission is a grant, so you don't give it back. Is that the question? It's not a loan.
What kind of experts analyze the projects and what is their experience to tell which project has more opportunities or should be granted or not?
So with the video games, we don't know because it's the first call. So there's never been a call specifically on video game development. For film, the list, and not only for film, the list of experts is transparent. So you know who the pool of experts are, who the people on the commissions. As I said, you yourself, if you're an expert, minimum you definitely need to have a degree.
How is the quality assurance for getting those experts? I mean,
There is the commission does a diligence check. Your experience, academic, and also industry. So there is a rigorous check. So it's a very tight system where sort of the commission has many checks. Everything is audited. So the experience we've had with the film and culture industry is that they are really professionals with experience and who are not applying and competing during the same call. Maybe there are people who have been already part of the experts and in the on an expert group for EACA.
Nobody's confessing.
No one's confessing.
We've talked a lot about individual projects, and it's all well and good, but I wanted to see kind of what the interest is from the Malta enterprise side more than anything in helping out communities. I think one of the things that I would like to build, especially at ICT, but in general for game development, is a community where lots of different games programmers can collaborate on their own projects, so to speak. It wouldn't be one specific project, but it would be a community which would sort of everyone's working on his own thing, but it would be in a centralized place or it would be in a specific area. Does multi-enterprise envisage helping out such a scheme or something on those lines?
Meetings are set, and each one can brainstorm together what skills and requirements are needed for an individual to pursue a career in digital games. Yes, we do that. We very much often set meetings with different stakeholders, and we intend of continuing building on that.
When we say MCAST, for Malta this means the technical college, which is secondary and tertiary education, right? So the gentleman here is a teacher at MCAST, Malta College for Arts, Science and Technology.
And I was interested to understand, which other countries and how do you see this type of hub in the Mediterranean area? Is it just with the north or with the south as well, and with which country you're thinking of?
From Malta, there is a natural reference to the Mediterranean area, north and south, and that this makes a lot of sense for a number of reasons, including the fact that I think it's not trivial, even if it is not directly linked to the digital sector as such, that Malta is one of the very few Mediterranean economies that is doing well in spite of this general moment of recession.
If I may, I'm not quite sure if it's a solution or not, but I think in general people are working towards a social kind of internet or a social kind of way of developing content. So the actual customer is also contributing content to you. So in a strange sort of way, I think the answer to it is to build a better digital society in a way.
There is a vast untapped market in gaming, e-gaming, not gambling. 3 years ago, during the conference that we organized, we had at least 3 big companies in betting that said that they would have been very interested in listening to proposals, meaning demand, from people in the gaming, digital gaming, for integration into their offer in this area.
A funding program for creative industries, for innovation in creative industries, and it very soon turned out that funding, supporting with money is very good and useful, but this measure alone is not enough. So we made a cooperation with other partners, with other stakeholders in Austria.
As you mentioned before, we are an incubator, so our focus is normally entrepreneurs or young companies that are in the sector. For entrepreneurs who start participating in the program, the idea is to have a limited program of acceleration. It stands for 3 months intensive program to develop their business model. And to develop the business model, we count in different elements. First of all, we have several horizontal business model sessions. The CEI team is the one who provides this horizontal session. But what is more important is that these sessions are complemented by different experts.
That have made it otherwise. An investment of 2.10. Okay.
And if you study on level 5, you have to first finish level 3, 4.
Most probably, most of the students will progress to the media moving image at level 5. Okay. Now we offer 6 higher nationals and 4 degrees, so it's quite an exponential growth within 5 years. We'll be also introducing another 2 higher national diploma courses